And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Banished. Well, we are in the late winter here. It's starting to slowly warm up. We made it through our first winter. The gatherer finished up and started gathering this miscellaneous foodstuffs, onions, mushrooms, roots, whatever roots are. And we have a little bit of leather, and we only have 7 hide coats. Now, anybody who's not familiar with this game, as you progress, you are able to build like better and better things. So, you start with hide coats, which don't do a whole lot of warming, but help them a little bit. Once you progress in the game, you're able to build or basically craft better and better versions. So, the iron tools, you're eventually going to be able to make like steel tools, which last longer, and all that kind of stuff. So early game is really sort of hit or miss. Oh, it looks like we've got some farmers starting to go out in the field. So we're able to tackle the farms right away in the spring, in early spring. Each season has an early and late version of it as well. So the growing season is early spring all the way to late summer. And as soon as early autumn starts, they start harvesting. You can choose to harvest before then, but you want to make sure the yield is as high as it can be when they start harvesting. Sometimes you can get an early winter where it snows and freezes early on, and the worse your climate is, the more likely that is. But it can still happen even in fair climates. So if they're in the middle of harvesting and suddenly it starts snowing and the temperature drops, you see the temperature here, the temperature drops and it starts getting cold, you'll start losing plots of food to the elements, which is never a good thing. So we're building up the firewood again. I want actually a 300 fuel, because we actually ran out of firewood over the winter. And it was helpful that our woodcutter was educated. Educated workers produce more at whatever job they're doing, and they do it a little faster. So a blacksmith who is not educated will take a while to make each tool, but an educated blacksmith won't take as long. So it's really useful to start getting educated workers as soon as possible, because it only increases your yields of your crops. It helps in every way in your city to have educated workforce. And our population right now is doing okay. We're getting some more kids being born. We have a child here now, which is awesome. And I think that was the only one over the winter. Oh, yeah, that was the only one we got over the winter. So now that we have leather, I can actually make those into coats. But, we're not really getting a whole lot. We only have one person as in the hunting cabin. Got to really pay attention to your productivity, especially with your laborers. You got to shuffle people around. You don't want to grow too fast. It looks like our health is kind of dropping a little bit. One thing that can help that, oh look, we have getting some crops already. It's excellent. Got a good variety of food with the venison that's coming in from the hunting cabin, the fish that's coming in here, and the roots and berries and that kind of stuff coming in there. We do have a pretty good variety. If we look at the inventory, we have a pretty good variety here. It's weird that we started with potatoes, but we can't actually grow potatoes. Thought that was kind of quirky, but it is what it is. So yeah, we've got some yield coming up. I'm not sure if these people are educated or not. So not educated. They are educated. And they're not. So kind of 50-50 on those. Now, as you build your city, the game automatically shuffles people around to different jobs depending on their, if they get a job, like if I had an area over here, okay, the people who worked over here would more likely be from these two houses because they're closer, and so it would shuffle the jobs around, and as you build, it tries to keep a balance over where people live, where people work, and it tries to keep people close to where they work. So just keep that in mind. So we are maxed on firewood now, which is great. Would allow us to build up our wood. Do we have any more leather? Why is my hunting cabin? Okay, let me, so you have no inventory. So they're working. Are you hunting? Now you're not working. Oh, no, you're still working. Kind of spy on people. Rona. All right, enough of that spying. I need to make sure we don't run out of coats and tools. So to do that, we want production somewhere. There we go. So that's the woodcutter, forester lodge, herbalist. There's the blacksmith. So let's put the blacksmith back here. There's really no good place for this awkwardly sized building to go. So I'm going to put the blacksmith there. I'm going to put the tailor right in front of him. The same size building. Actually, let's try the medieval tailor. Medieval tailor. That's the barber shop. Thought we had a medieval tailor too. It's food. There it is, medieval tailor. It's like that. And then I can build the tailor residence right on the side. So that's essentially two buildings. It's a neat little way of getting around some of the building restrictions that the game has. The blacksmith will use iron to make iron tools. We don't have any coal yet, which is used to make steel tools. And there was a medieval blacksmith too, darn. Could have used, maybe I still can. I'm not sure. Medieval blacksmith residence, medieval blacksmith, yeah. Same size building. Not sure. We can try it. Blacksmith residence. See what it looks like when a building is done. Not sure if that will line up. It obviously will fit. And they're going to take a break. Thanks, guys. Well, let's just build it anyway. So we have this building and this building. Oh, we got new builders. That's one of the things is a lot of times it, you know, somebody's in the middle of building something and then suddenly they're not building it anymore. And they walk away and it resets the system, so to speak, and reassigns jobs. They're building it pretty fast. Got all the materials we need here. So we need one blacksmith. We're running really low on laborers. How is our crop yield? We're doing pretty good on crop yield, 65%. And we still have quite a ways to go. Get some sunshine. All right. And as always, the trains. Okay. See, hide coat, leather, wool coat, warm coat. That's where we want, but we don't have any wool at this point. So this should give me a little hut up there. That is neat how that it's added in. And it's automatically populated with a pair already. Awesome. So I want one tailor, please. We've already got a blacksmith who is educated, which is good. That might change. I like how that fits in like that. That's very well done. So kudos to the mod author for that. And that one too fits right in. And the blacksmith is kind of loud. They just hammer constantly. Our tools are set at 50. I don't think we need 50. Let's settle for 20. 20 tools should work. And this one needs food. So we are totally out of food right now. And got a pretty good yield, not the best yield, but a pretty good yield. Could have used some more sunshine. The weather definitely affects your yields on your crops. So, you know, if it rains a lot, if it's too sunny, you know, it's a very random thing that is dictated by the climate you're growing in. So this could suddenly start maturing, and you know, once it hits 100%, it will automatically start to harvest. I kind of do a lot of, when my city grows, I kind of do a little bit of micromanaging of my crops, because some crops definitely take longer to harvest than others. Depends on where they are, how far away they are, stuff like that. So we've been running on 2x speed here for a while. Just keeps the game kind of going. We're gonna need firewood. We're still maxed on firewood, so that's good. Wood, yeah, we're hurting on logs. We don't really have all that much labor. We have 20 tools now, which is awesome. So as people use tools, we'll make replacements. So there's the big boost right at the end of the season. You can see it jump up. So it looks like we're going to get a really good crop this year of wheat. And granted, wheat doesn't actually look like that, but, you know, I'll let it pass. And I have the mod Better Harvesting installed, which alters the way farming is harvested. Before, the people who are harvesting, the farmers, would actually stop harvesting in order to collect these things on the ground, and it slowed it down so much that even taking the several months that it took to harvest, it still wasn't able to grab all of the food on there. So now they just harvest until there's nothing left, and then start grabbing all of the food on the ground. And it also allows laborers to come by and grab it as well. So you can see we're just getting tons of food. We can see once this guy gets done here how much we're going to have. So this is 620. And it looks like we're going to come really close to that here. Oh, we're going to exceed it. And one more. Do we get it? Yeah, 700. Nice. Nice. Lots of food. Almost 1,400 food that we're going to bring in. Everybody is hungry. We should have some more hide coats. Good, we used that leather. Let's knock the clothing down to like 30. I don't want too many extra. I do want to make sure that we have a good supply, but once we start getting livestock, we're gonna need to start making the better ones. So I don't want too many of the regular ones on hand. So the woodcutter moved into there, and the blacksmith moved into there, which is fine because the blacksmith from this house works right next door. So we have a 13-year-old blacksmith. Not too bad. So these people really need to have a new kid. Getting some kids. Once you sort of hit a critical mass, it can grow pretty fast. And granted, once you build a sort of a city hall, you can actually get nomads walking into your base. You can actually get nomads walking into your town to ask if they can move in. However, there's a risk with that in that they can actually bring in disease. And if you don't have a doctor around to actually, treat them, your entire city can be wiped out fairly easily because of that. So be careful letting people in. Not that you don't, not that you can't, but just be careful with it. So that'll do it for this episode. We finished a growing season and got tons and tons of food. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.